There's only one way to start.
The defenders that have performed at VVD's level is Rio, John Terry, and Vidic. I mean, how long are we going to act like this guy's a top striker, man? Champions League final.
We got to the Champions League final and lost to Liverpool. I'm cool. I've accepted
You're
that.
cool
I've
with
moved on. Worst week ever as a Spurs fan. I
think the most pertinent issue that we can discuss, and I've said that I'm not.
Guy loves a big word.
That's the dumbest thing you've said on this podcast. You just said
that.
Spurs are in turmoil. You know you want to say it. Don't let him press you.
Get 20% off all Manscaped products plus free shipping with the promo code STTV.
We're live. You know what it is. Stoppage Time TV. Welcome back. Live in the flesh, live and direct in effect. You already know what time it is. Valentine's Day special, but there's no love here because no one picked up 3 points. I play tomorrow, so if we do, bang bang. If we don't, oh man, that penalty we should have scored. Oh shit, it's annoying. Anywho, hold tight the sponsor Manscaped, hold tight the 3-point collectors, hold tight the participants, hold tight the man them that teams are doing strippiness. If your team's doing strippiness, put your hand in the air. Don't take it out on the wifey. Listen, football's football. No, you know some man like they just get angry at it.
We start
shouting
shouting
at the missus.
over here,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
start shouting at the missus and that. It's like it's not her fault, bro. Listen, yeah, focus. It's the manager's fault. But anyway, enough of that. Presented by Manscaped, Weed Whacker. Favorite Manscaped product?
Ball trimmer.
Match ready?
I ain't got a game today.
I heard. I respect that. What are you saying?
Fragrance.
I respect that. That. Listen, STTV, you're not going to get your Valentine's in time, but listen, I'm sure there's another holiday next month that you can look forward to. Easter's probably around the corner, right? Start getting them gifts in, you know, the gift of life, gift of giving. You already know that stuff. But listen, let's get to why we're here. My boy started his channel this week, so we're gonna give a little. We're gonna give a little.
I didn't get a clap for mine, so I ain't giving a clap for you.
What? You're gonna hate on me?
Gonna give a little clap.
It be your own, you know. It always be your own.
I ain't.
Say less.
But
Say less.
you know what we're gonna address?
Yeah.
Unsubscribe today.
Why are man them capitalizing on their team's misfortune to create content?
What are you saying? He didn't wait for a win.
Is this all it is now?
AFTV stuff.
Yeah, boy.
Man, I'm saying
He waited for a big defeat, boy.
What, with my 20 viewers? Come on, man. Give me a break.
Man said the rival fans are gonna love to see me angry. Throw this out here. SEV.
Spurs Eye View. Make sure you're there.
Listen,
once a week.
Jokes aside, let's get into it because that was probably one of the bigger matches this week. You said you'd be happy. You said that you may hold double digits. It didn't get to that, but it was still a bit dire. Talk to me. This week, I just said that I'm gonna observe, ask questions, and just articulate very firm points. But you go, talk to me.
Bruv, the game went exactly how I thought it'd go. I mean, the game kind of started off slow. I didn't think we set up kind of low block how I expected, how I think everybody expected, because previously when we played against big sides, that's kind of the one method that's worked. Surprisingly, we didn't go that way, but the results still turned out the same. And it's just pure and simply, for me, the difference in quality. You look at City, I think they're better than us in every aspect. You think Jose, I would say, Pep is a better manager than Jose.
I would say. I would say.
And then you look at the kind of the golfing class in the squads. They can afford to rest Diaz and still look comfortable, like nothing's missing. And Spurs, same pattern that's been happening now for the last couple of weeks. I almost sound like a broken record. And I know you man are thinking players. But brother, 3 goals are in by 3 individual errors. Same thing again. And you look at the first one, Højbjerg. Cheap penalty to give away. Gave one away midweek as well.
Oh, so he gave both.
Gave one away midweek. But it's like, for me, I don't want to kill him because I'm thinking, I feel like the infection of just being a clown at the back is rubbing off almost. And then he's played every single minute this season. 120 minutes midweek. So it's like, it's bound to catch up with him at some point. Nobody really kind of stood up and counted for us. And then you look at the second and third goal. I mean, comical shows within themselves. Davinson Sanchez, brother. You belong to the tweets now. You're finished.
We might see him again in 2024. We might, but
I don't know when we're going to see him again. But he, for me, is done out here. Like, that game pretty much summed up his career in a nutshell for the Spurs. So for me, it's a case of the licks came. I expected the licks. It could have been worse, but I think we kind of, held it down the first half to at least kind of keep them at bay. But West Ham next. Okay. So for me, that's kind of one. I think West Ham have been a bogey team over the last couple of years. Game. So they're doing very well at the minute as well. So for me, nothing as a Spurs fan right now looks like a 3-pointer, put it that way. So West Ham,
your live.
West Ham now.
What's your as someone that's recently had Jose and someone that's been part of the delegation that has said it gets worse from here. Looking at it from the outside in, what's your view? What's your view on it?
I'm just observing, man. Like I said, listen, it's happy cam now. You know what I mean? I don't focus on the negatives anymore. You know what I mean?
Rebrand.
So I've rebranded. I'm happy cam. So for me, I just look at it. Happiness. Yeah, I just look at it. I'm looking at the civil wars going on between the Spurs fans. I'm just overseeing. I'm like an overseer. I'm just watching. I'm watching. Sting watches from the crowd.
From the stand.
Yeah, that's me. Just watching the Spurs fans, like just looking at it all go unfold. The thing is, after a while, you got to sometimes. For me, I'm still going to say it's management. The players ain't that great, but some individual errors come from systematic mistakes as well. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like, listen. I've been saying since last season, United always concede soft goals. We don't concede goals where it's like the team has just made bare quality. It's a problem with us. It's a problem with us. We can't keep saying it's the players every single. For me, that's how I kind of see it. With stuff like Davinson Sanchez getting skinned like that. First and foremost, why is the team that high that one kick can go over the top? Is that a system? Is that a coaching issue? I don't know. But him getting skinned by Gundogan, Jose is can't defend that, can he? So that's his problem.
But it's the root cause.
He came from Ajax Academy. He didn't. Where did he come from?
He's from Medellin. He's from the Medellin.
Oh, because I was gonna say him and Fosu Mensah must have come from the school of Von Vlaar.
He's from.
They didn't come from the school of Johan Cruyff. They came from Von Vlaar. I don't know who, but honestly, when I look at it, I think for me personally, it's still a management issue. I think, look, all right, you look at how you guys played, but no, you look at the mistakes. That's the highlight, the mistakes. But the match is 1 minute to 90. Mistake might have happened 30, 80, 65. What happened between those minutes? Nothing. Spurs weren't.
No. I agree with that as well. But the thing is, for me, it's those mistakes don't happen. We don't know what the score looks like. It's the same with the Liverpool game. It's the same with the Brighton game.
So you're thinking like, if you just stay in the game, anything can happen. If you just
stay in the game, I feel like Spurs are kind of almost built like that this season. You play on the counter, you wait for your chances, and when they come, you try and be efficient. And I felt like in the first half, we actually looked a little bit threatening on the counter.
But do you know what my thing is?
But then it's the second half. Once those, I feel like the second goal, that just knocks the wind out of you. Because that's early in the second half as well. Immediately heads go down, and it's back to like the cycle of once players hit that rut of bad form, it's almost
hard
like
to get out.
Oh yeah, we're back into this.
My thing is though, which I don't. This term outdated. Forget that term. The term's whack term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you look at Jose was able to do these because when he was doing it with Chelsea and Inter, he had the men to do it. He had the characters to do it. And it was getting done. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You trying to install that in Man United, it's not working. I remember we would go and try and do this banks of 4 and we still lose. So I was like, well, why don't we just flip in attack then? Like, and you guys as well. Banks of 4, do this defense, lost 3-0. No, but I think it's kind of like, is there going to be a time where he can just... And open it up a little bit.
I hear what you're saying and I hear what you're both saying about the mistakes. But for me, I remember there was a period, I think it was last season, where Chelsea making loads of mistakes and it was individual errors. So at a certain point, if something keeps happening over and over again, you have to look at the root cause. Of course, a manager can't coach that out of you. But I know to a certain extent, if I know that this has the possibility of happening, I need to create some sort of void that enables it not to happen. So for that goal you mentioned, that shouldn't be, I know Edison can ping it. I'm not letting that happen. I'd rather them pop the ball in front of us rather than they just split us through that. But on top of that as well, when you have these mistakes, it breeds that sort of, okay, we're going to happen like you're mentioning. So this is where, for me, looking at the game is one thing, but looking at Spurs in general is another thing. We spoke about it after recording, and I wish we spoke about it in recording. When in terms of your squad now, and your actual squad, when would you say Spurs were the strongest in recent years? Maybe 2-3 seasons ago.
16, 17.
Here we go. So what
16,
we're not 2021. So your squad has gradually declined, right? you had a manager that was milking the best out of that squad and he got run out. He was overachieving at that time, but we treated it like it was normal. So now when you have a situation where overachieving is treated as normal, you have a worse squad, and now you have a guy that's going to come in and he's just all about winning. For me, like I said before, it seems like a mismatch. So what we're seeing now is the result of years of things not being put into place. The foundation was
Where
never
does that
set.
come from, though?
That's the
But
board.
that comes from the board. That comes from the boards. Exactly. So that comes from the board. So Spurs have had issues, and it's so funny because sometimes we say things, but we're not actually taking it in. If Pochettino overachieved, and Spurs didn't do anything about that to kind of make up to level, this was always going to happen. Same thing with Liverpool.
But when you look,
These things happen,
They
and
catch up. They
with you.
catch up with you.
The thing is, but this is the problem now, because what you're saying is facts. But when you have Jose, Daniel Levy has clearly said, okay, with this, you can make it work. And Jose obviously would have bought into it. Yeah, I can do, you know what I mean? I know the tight budget, whatever. It doesn't matter. Jose bought into that as well. Probably wanted a job, stay in London, all that type
That's
of stuff.
what I thought.
Yeah. But then Daniel Levy gave him the keys. Yeah, I mean, the thing, I agree in terms of where do Spurs fans truly believe this club is meant to be?
Bro,
I agree with that. But at the same time, when you bring in a short-term, instant success manager,
for me, it's put your money where your mouth is now. That's my challenge to the board. It's you had Pochettino, who was milking the squad for everything possible, following and meeting targets, as you said. You chose not to back him.
I don't even think he was mean. I think he was overachieving.
No, he was overachieving. But the thing is, you didn't back him despite him saying, look, I'm overachieving. You gave him 18 months with no signing. You then don't allow him to rebuild. You bring a new manager to start a rebuild. You barely let him rebuild before you're saying, nah, it's Jose's fault and everything. And even like in just going back to the style of play thing, if you think about it, midweek, what did Jose do? I felt like over the last couple of weeks, everybody was saying, nah, we want more attacking football. He took the shackles off midweek against Everton. Didn't look that great. Every time they went forward,
what's your rebuttal to that? Because
and the thing is even with that Edison goal where you're saying, why are we so high? Had it been the other way where we're sat low block, everybody would have been like, look, they're asking for the pressure. This is exactly what Jose does. He's sitting back low block. And it's like, you can't win either way, I feel like. And let me just quickly touch on the squad as well, because I saw this morning, I'll name you over 11 players, and you tell me if either one of you was signing for Chelsea or United, Joe Hart, Doherty, Dyer, Sanchez, Davis, Sissoko, Winks, Lamella, Bergwijn, Ali, Mora.
I'll probably send out 2 of them.
Which ones?
Depth.
I'll take Doherty, bro. I'm a sucker's average, bro. I'll try a thing with Ali.
But that's 50% of your squad right there, who are either underperforming or not up to the level where we want to be.
Is that your
That's
depth?
the depth basically, and half of this is starting.
But then this is the problem. Exactly what you're saying is now if you look at managers that we look at and we say, do they improve players? Do they get the best out of the players? Jose is not a manager that's going to get the best out of them, man.
He doesn't get the best out of duds.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Jose's quality ones. He's gotten better out of the Canes, the Sun, and Dom Reguilon. But the bums, as you're saying,
he's not going to be able to look at that team and be like, do you know what? I'm going to be able to put something in place for these guys to get better. He's just going to kind of frustrate them, and then they're going to eventually try. But that's the decision that Spurs made, and that's why you get fans who are going to be like, well, they're not going to sell 14 players. You're not. Bro, I remember I've been in this
pandemic.
We're not going to sell 14 players.
Was it 2015, 2016? I looked at our history. We actually did that. I think we got rid of like 15 players in one summer after AVB. In one summer.
That was like
it was like
the worst window of all time.
But that was the thing. You needed that clear out. Now look at this Spurs team. You've seen the steady decline, as you said, since 16, 17. If ever there was a time where you think
it'll be tough,
I think in this market it's going to be tough, man.
But this is why, for me, it's even more frustrating this past window. Why I felt like sometimes, as you said, it's hard to offload a player in one window.
Bro,
you start trying to flog man in January. By summer, everybody knows they're available. You know their price or whatever.
But
Arsenal have been.
Do you know what your issue is?
That with Mustafi, Ozil. How long they've been trying to get rid of them?
Do you know what the difference with those three is? And we'll kind of use this segment to see and players. With those three, it was like no one's buying you. We're releasing you of your contract. We will take the loss. Arsenal said, you know,
Man United and Rojo.
Yeah, we will take the loss.
Aurier, was he not trying to haggle? Lamella, I mean, not Lamella.
The issue,
Dele Alli, was he not trying to haggle like an obligation fee? It's like
I think there's 2 points here. I think the one point in terms of what you meant about Jose Mourinho is like you're saying that he doesn't improve players. I feel like because he wants instant results, he doesn't have time to coach individuals to do things. It's like, listen, I need you to do this task. If you can't, all right, that's it. It's not on me. I feel like this. The second point here is you're saying that these players won't get into our teams. I don't think the lesser teams are looking to these players that you're talking about as well.
Yeah.
Because the wage demands are going to be too high, or I'm not going to cough
It's the
15, 20
exact
million. This
same
player.
issue
No.
that
I'm gonna
Wage
go to
demands.
championship.
We've
Bro,
gone
have
through
you
that.
forgotten our wage bill? Our players don't earn much.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's true.
Our players aren't on
But
a lot, bro.
Would I want to take one of Spurs players that you mentioned, or would I haggle a championship?
Bro, when I
or
see
something
players like
that?
Lingard getting a fresh start, Barkley getting a fresh start,
Yeah.
I could see
That's-
Harry
those
Winks
are
going
loans-
mid-table.
those are loans so
but
far.
but
Those are loans so
even
far.
a loan with an obligation to buy. As long
But
as
you
I'm
don't-
getting
you don't
these
have
men
that
out of the
time,
club,
you
bro.
don't have
I
that
get
time.
what you're
I get what you're
saying,
saying, but I don't
but
think
you
have
gotta
that time.
remember, you've said 11 dead players. Jose signed 9, and how many are actually lit? I don't really know. Where is Gedson? Niggas, sorry.
He's in
Where's guys like
Galatasaray.
Gedson gone? That was a 30 million signing
It
coming.
was a loan.
Was it a loan?
It was a loan.
Oh, and it had an
It was a
obligation
loan.
to buy
But
though,
it
right?
was an
And you
obligation
didn't
to buy
buy
it,
it.
we said.
Okay,
But how much
fair
is the
enough.
loan fee? Because I know there was a few
think the
million.
loan fee
Yeah,
was
there was a
like
fee in it.
Bro, no. It was a loan with an obligation of 56 million to buy it.
But
Who's paying
Whoa, buddy.
56 million for
my God.
Gedson?
well, it's just like you bring in these incomings and
It
you
wasn't an obligation, but it was an option.
It was an
option, yeah,
Oh,
and you
okay,
haven't
cool.
really had
Thank you,
these
production.
the success with it. So at the same time, it's bro.
But I feel like
the
that's
reason why I'm saying,
because-
look at Man
that's
United.
because
Look
it's
at Man
been
United.
almost penny pinching signings.
Yeah,
I feel like.
but
When you
I
look
agree,
at
but
seven signings in the summer, 2 loanees,
Yeah.
2 bargain buys, 1 freebie, and Reguilon who cost
bro,
27
but
million.
when I look at it, when he had the money he had a treasure chest at United. He bought Rom, he bought Lindo, he
Look
bought
at Rom.
he bought aging Matic, he bought Fred. But brother, you know what I mean? Like we gave him the bread.
Hey,
so
you
it's,
spend the
didn't have that
brother,
sex appeal.
it's very, very
God, damn.
peak still. But yeah, anyway, man.
I
Listen,
hear it, I hear it.
City, that's 60 wins. That's 60 wins, right?
Yeah, 16 wins in a row.
wins.
Hey,
Liverpool,
Let me just say,
Liverpool. still
another
away.
week, Gundogan.
Well, that's
This
what
is
that's what I'm here to
scary
talk
now.
about. That's what I'm here to talk
I
about.
might have to investigate.
That's what I'm here to talk about.
I might have to investigate.
The thing
This
is, right,
I might have to dig
said,
deep. Remember, I
get your
investigated
monocle out.
Liverpool. I investigated Liverpool, and look what happened, bro.
had this
I'm
conversation.
gonna investigate.
I don't know where
Gundogan,
you
big
man
man
were,
thing.
but we were recapping the game, I think, and I said the reason why it's so scary is because if you look at the stats, I feel like he had 10 goals in 82
82,
appearances,
yeah.
and now he has 11 goals.
since December the 15th.
13
Yeah.
or something like that, or 12, yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but if you look at the way he's playing, I'm seeing him actually act like I'm you know that star's nice. Tonight I'm gonna be Thierry Henry. Like,
yeah.
He's literally playing like a striker, and it's mad.
He's
but-
Lampard, bro.
Bro,
no, but I'm
literally.
saying like there's moments where he's coming from behind, but there's moments where he's actually like
the guy's dancing
leading
in
the line.
box.
He's
Bro.
leading the line, and he's just like
Bro.
the little drop off, spin
Yeah,
round.
yeah.
And I'm like, but I think for me it comes down to 2 things. It comes down to the quality of player he is, that he can be given instruction to do that. It comes down to the manager identifying that he can do that. And for me, it comes down to you've got your striker missing, you've got KDB missing. Listen, guys, we want to win this title. I need someone to, to step up the challenge. You said, you know what? I'll do that, big man. Sterling is doing stuff as well, but he's literally come and said, you know what? If we're going to win this title,
Yeah.
that's what you call, we talk about rising. You came here like, everyone rise. That is what you call rising. We need to win a title. You're going to take us there. People are saying Yaya Toure. I think it's a little bit too early for that, but listen, the season's not over.
Let's be honest.
The season's
Let's
not
be
over.
honest. If let's
Wait. People are comparing this.
Some people already saying that, oh, yeah,
hey,
Yaya
we're
Toure, yes,
we're
and
laughing
everything.
now, but
I don't
Alright,
think
nah,
it. I don't think it is.
Listen,
But
listen,
I'll say
listen.
this,
No,
I like it.
Listen,
Good patch.
no. I'm
on,
not saying
you
it's
go.
Yaya Toure. It's not Yaya Toure because Yaya Toure, it's iconic. It's iconic. First of all, it was
kiss.
7 years ago
Yeah.
and stuff. But, bro, 11 goals since December the 15th as City go on and win 16 in a row.
Yeah.
Brother, if he was more saucy like Yaya and that, we'll be lapping it up.
But
What he's doing
what I
is
don't say is the
ridiculous.
season's
If
not
it was
over.
KDB, we'll be screaming Ballon d'Or. Let's be honest, we would.
The
We'll be
season,
saying Ballon
the
d'Or.
season is not over.
would.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, listen, if you look at what he's doing now, if he takes it up another level here, this can
What
get.
other level can he go to?
No, but bro, listen, it can
goals
get,
from
bro, it
centre
can get
mid.
scary.
Brother.
He's
Yeah.
confident.
You were saying-
it can get scary.
Bro, he's doing what Bruno does,
Yeah.
but actually puts in 90-minute performances.
Yeah.
Like Bruno
Retains
puts down these
possession.
numbers, but Gundo you can see him for 90 minutes active. Bruno, he might pop up in spots, left foot volley, and then we ain't seen him for the
So
rest of the
is
game.
he the
You know
front
what I mean?
runner now?
Huh?
Would he for you?
For the player,
you guys,
yeah.
would he be
You
the
were
front
The thing
runner?
is,
you were saying he could get involved in the conversation because I was saying it was Bruno, Kane, and Ruben Diaz. And obviously Ruben Diaz is because of City, all the improvements defensively. But as you said, in the last 10, 11 times. Like City's good patch has also coincided with Gundogan's good patch.
For me,
so it's like, if you're going to put Diaz in the conversation, I feel like Gundogan kind of has to fall in that as well.
I feel like he would end up being in this conversation is because you have to remember all of this stuff is about narrative. Like it's not solely based on like figures and everything. It's based on narrative. These guys lost the league by 23 points last season. They didn't have a striker. They didn't have the star midfielder again. It looks doom and gloom. This guy comes out of nowhere, best goal scoring thing of his life. He's literally dragging them forward to, and then this is going to be 3 titles in 4 years. As a story, that is on the shelf for being there. I don't know if he's left it too late. But
no, it's not even too late. A lot of the times, the person that goes the craziest around March-ish, February, late March, is the one that ends up kind of like nicking it. Look, you got Kane. There's all been narratives to everyone. Kane started on the most he was clear at one point. It was like Kane player of the year.
First 10
nice
games,
one, mate. Finally, you got your player of the year. Yeah. Then it was like, hold on, Son is kind of like chasing you a little bit there, Kane. Then Bruno obviously just puts down What is he like? Second top scorer, second top assister.
2020 was a madness.
Yeah, he just does a madness. Then I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Ruben Diaz is gonna win it. I don't think he's gonna. He hasn't got the.
He'll get the young player. He'll get the young player.
But then you got Grealish for about 3 weeks. It was like, oh my god, look what Aston Villa are doing. Everything about Jack Grealish. And now it's Gundogan. It's literally about who's gonna end the best. And I think the only reason why I'm saying he's the front runner now is because of the moment in the season it is. If you look at the whole totality of the season, I still might say Kane or Bruno personally. I think them two, but
you said Grealish to me.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I don't think Grealish is gonna win it though. I just think
he wants Grealish.
I don't think Grealish is gonna win it because just even like the
Villa
other day, they had a 0-0, right? Aston Villa v Brighton. Aston Villa are not gonna be a team that are gonna be where the bright lights are. So when they had that 0-0, Grealish didn't do nothing. He just had a quiet game. Instantly, people were saying he's out of the conversation because Grealish isn't going to get it and score like Gundogan is doing or Kane is doing. I see it. The way I see it, I look at the game and I see Grealish. I don't even need him to score or assist, and I'm going to be like, ridiculous. But if Bruno is doing these historic numbers, Kane is doing historic numbers, Gundogan is doing historic numbers, you're not going to look at the guy who's got great influence and just be like, I'm going to give that. That's the only reason. I would.
He's got the numbers and he's got the press. I think the media
he's got behind. He's got the 10 assists, but Kane has the double. Bruno has the double. Gundogan has this kind of. It's the same thing as Ruben Diaz. City have conceded 14 goals. But I just don't think it's going to be.
Grealish is probably the least of the pack to win. The least of the pack to kind of win it. But
let's see how the season ends. Let's see how the season ends. Let's see how the season ends. If
I think, for example, if Villa finish in Europe, I think then he plays a major part. We go from best carry job last year to now all of a sudden that people say he's carried him into Europe.
If he gets like top assister, but I think KDB's come back. But if he gets like top assister or something like that, then I think you can be you look at the numbers.
Do you know what we're not considering for me that comes into a lot of it as well is, a lot of it is...
And it's the Salah as well, but
no, it's players playing against someone and saying, what, this guy was... Because remember, players vote, managers vote and everything. Like, in terms of the player that they're probably looking at and going, no, he buoyed it this season. I reckon, because of what Gundogan's doing, I reckon that's just going to give him some extra... Because people know what Grealish is about. People know what Kane is about and everything.
But this season...
What?
This season, the evolution of Kane? Come on, man.
No, I hate
They knew about the goals, but this season...
everyone knows who's Harry Kane.
Like, you said Harry Hotspur, like, we know, but you're seeing this guy come out of nowhere. They've got no centre forward. Look what he did to Sanchez. He's doing this stuff, you're thinking, nah, this guy's got the juice.
I can't lie, I think you've got... the thing is, it's a mad, interesting race.
It's too tight, bro.
Because I agree with production. You got Grealish, who's very loved.
Yeah.
You've got
media darlings, huh?
Got Bruno, who's the most loved player I've seen in the media.
Stat propaganda.
The media, I've never seen them love a Man United player like they love Bruno. Like, I've never seen a Man United player get this love. Even Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't getting this love. They love Bruno, so there's a big push for him. But at the end of the day, it's the players that vote. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day. But Kane, he's obviously England captain. They love him. And Gundogan, everyone's falling in love with his story. So this is actually a really, really good race. And that's why I don't think... That's why I don't think Salah will win it, because Salah, people are going to say golden boot, but
that's a perfect segue. Speaking on Salah, it's one of the things where Salah's getting his goals, but I think people are looking at the situation being like, you're getting the goals, but we've seen the 6-game gap. We're seeing what Liverpool are doing. And I do feel like that whole thing of it's the worst sort of defense because the points dropped off. I think it's a bit unfair because of the standards they
Yeah,
set. But people are looking at this stuff.
Draw.
People are looking at this stuff and they're adding it to their head and they're thinking it's not looking as glossy. But let's speak on Liverpool and Leicester because for me, that game, we got heckled. They went on to 360, the vagabonds. They used their smartphones and they were typing.
That word will always kill me, bro.
But like, look at what we're seeing. Like, you can't. If we're saying every single team is struggling with fixtures, week in, week out, 3 days this, 3 days that, it's compressed, you don't know who's here and everything. Why are we saying that a war-torn Liverpool are going to just be able to go back to where they should be? I feel like it's a very difficult ask. They're going to have a very patchy end to the season where they're trying to go and find form. The confidence, the law isn't there. Like City, I feel like now when City go to play teams, because of the record, like we've always said about these winning streaks, people look at them and they're kind of like, we've kind of lost this game already. Or if once the first goal goes in, no, let's just save energy for the next game. Liverpool don't have that anymore. People feel like they can move to Liverpool.
Bro.
That game, Leicester, look what happened. Leicester were not playing well. Like
7 minutes, bro.
And then it was like, what?
I didn't understand why Leicester. I didn't understand why
minutes.
Leicester was sitting back against Liverpool. They could that at home. They should just go and blitz them.
In the presser afterwards, it's weird. Like again, you have to give Rodgers his credit and everything. And you know these things can just be talking. But he did say we had the plan. If we went down, we were going to observe the game and do something. And I feel like that's what they did. They
Big
looked,
Jaffa.
and then they said, you know what? All right, boom. Fist man up. Like, so yeah, but I feel like that Liverpool display, we're going to see more of that because...
said this,
it's-
isn't it?
we're
We
gonna
said
see-
they're not going to be able... Liverpool are not going to be... Are not a team. They're not good enough anymore at the moment. Unfortunately, you can say injuries, whatever. They're not good enough at the moment to sustain any type of top form, in my opinion. Like, to go on a... I can't see them doing
can't
a
go on a
City.
run. I can't see
Their
them
team
run.
is too patchy and there's too much negative cloud around the team now. I think, as I said, I feel they got their excuses ready and stuff. So, in my opinion... Like, who's surprised that Liverpool losing that game? I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised. Everything that has been going on this season for Liverpool happened in that game. Bad defending. Alisson lately is just moving mad.
Bro, what's happened to him?
No control in the midfield. Is Thiago going to dictate one match this season? I have no idea. Mo Salah, hold on. Mo Salah scores as he's been doing. Mane nowhere to be seen again. Like the same thing that's happened all season happened in that match. So how can anyone really be surprised that Leicester beat Liverpool?
I didn't hear you.
But they bossed it for about 70 minutes.
So
I think they say they had no control in the game.
This is what I'll say. This is what.
They
So
bossed it.
Trent
this
was
is
having
my.
a good
This
game,
is my.
and that's about
this
it
is
for
my
me.
opinion in it.
I didn't really.
I feel like controlling the game and being active and present in what you're doing is two totally things. You can have all of the possession and everything, but if there's nothing to the end, like Leicester were there for the taking. We were looking at this and saying, yeah, Ndidi's doing well, but Leicester not even passing the ball forward. There were so many times where Leicester could have knocked it into the channels. And they were killing them. Leicester were killing themselves.
That's what
on
I
top
feel.
of the whole Liverpool thing.
That's what I feel.
Liverpool were playing well, but Leicester were killing themselves.
You looked at Leicester, and I was literally looking at them like, why are they playing?
Why
like
are they
this?
playing within
And as
themselves?
soon as they went goal down, I was like, okay,
so wait, do
shackles
you
off
think
and
then
bang.
when basically they capitulated, do you think Leicester stepped up or what? Liverpool
Leicester
crashed?
definitely did step up.
Obviously, Alisson moved absolutely mad. Was it
Yeah.
the second goal? He just came fly kicking, man.
He
or
just
something?
came like. What is
Listen,
that?
Man, take it.
That's-
Actually, no, we can't say them lyrics. That man's in jail, bro.
Oh yeah,
Flipping,
yeah.
That's a bit
It's
mad.
joke, man. Yeah, but nah, I agree. It's a tough one but the reason why I can't is that this has been happening for Liverpool this season.
Yeah.
So it's not like a new pattern. It's not a new pattern that this mistake
It's
is
just
going to
not though
happen or
like
anything
the
like
classic case of like getting to the top is the hard thing, but then
Maintaining
staying
it.
on top and maintaining that is the hardest actual
Bro,
bit.
the reason why I'm so happy you've mentioned that is I don't want to circle back, but look what you said about Spurs. I'm not going to say that Liverpool have their squads been getting worse, but Liverpool fans would tell you about their bench. Liverpool fans have gone from saying we have a world-class 11 to saying we are a system. Liverpool fans are
Yeah.
actively saying that Thiago is not doing well. And it's like, I understand that this is the perfect storm for everything going wrong for
Yeah.
Liverpool. But my whole thing is, if we analyze things properly, a lot of this stuff was inevitable. And that's why I had a conversation with you, man. I said, listen, next season, Chelsea are the team that are going to be expected to take it to City. Why? Because we've invested and said, you know, we're going to go again. That's how the game is played. You have to invest. You have to put forward. You can't just cash out.
Yeah.
You have to put money in.
Speaking of
This CB issue, the centre-back issue, I'm sorry, you can't wait till the last day to try and rectify something like that. It's not as when you've told me how important that unit is. If
no,
there
but
was,
at least they're trying something, in my opinion. Because
there's-
we've got glaring issues and
no,
we didn't
but
try.
there's trying and then there's sort of just kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna put a sticker here on the open wound.
Paper over the cracks.
Yeah, like.
But I mean, they only needed short term.
Of course, but if Liverpool,
it was Fabinho that's out injured,
but
Van Dijk and Gomez,
Matip's always injured. VVD is how old with that sort of injury? You don't even know how he's going to come back. Like if you look at how
he'll be back.
The traditional sort of clubs or like a big club goes back, they were like, you know what? We need to maintain here.
Yeah.
People sniff blood.
But just speaking on the summer, you were saying, fuck, man, now I forgot. Go on.
Oh, what? Thiago? They got Thiago and Jota. Yeah.
Nah, I forgot still.
This guy's a man.
But smoking, bro.
Romantic. He's distracted because Arsenal fans are rattling on TL right now.
They got Thiago and they got Jota.
I
heard that. But again, like Shaqiri.
It's FS. Look, FSG. The thing is, Liverpool. Somebody didn't know what FSG was. It's Fenway
that
Sports.
Was funny.
Yeah, they're the Liverpool's owners. FSG, right?
Oh shit!
Who didn't know that?
Somebody commented that.
In the comments,
yeah.
They was like, "What the hell is FSG?"
That's the same people that don't watch full 90s. They watch the
Yeah.
stats and tell you someone's late.
Bro,
So we're here to educate.
No, but listen. So
Educational platform.
FSG. Like, let's be fair to Liverpool, right? FSG. Everything that everyone said about Liverpool's team, the papering over the craps is going on because they've got an amazing manager in Jurgen Klopp who was still going to deliver. There was times. Was it last season they didn't even give Liverpool a signing? Liverpool didn't make one signing, similar to Pochettino at Spurs. Only thing is that Liverpool had a ready-made team at that point that were all in their prime ages, ready to go, and Klopp was delivering. Everything we know about this Liverpool team is happening this season. Did they have squad depth? No, they didn't. Did they play a certain style where it was only the fullbacks and eventually could get caught? Yes, it is. Everything that we know about that Liverpool team is basically, now that the magic of Klopp ain't there to sprinkle it over, we're seeing it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that is down, for me, that is down to the board. The board needed to invest in the right moments. The best teams invest at the right moment. And that's when they go, look at, sorry, bro, just to end it. Look at Pep Guardiola, right? And City. They invest at the right moments. Yeah. Pep knows how to stay at the top. Fergie, these are two managers that I know have dominated the longest. Them two knew when to invest at the right moments. And if FSG are not going to back Klopp, what the hell do you expect?
So just a really quick one on that one. The reason why, for me, the Guardiola anecdote is so interesting is because I've seen him buy players that don't settle into their first season. But it's like, don't worry, because when we go again next season, I need you to be there. Like, the signings of Thiago and Jota were kind of like, you know what? Boom, I need this right here, right now. And in this sort of season as well, like, that's very risky. And we've seen it. Jota injured. Thiago's trying to play. Like, I feel like the Thiago slander is funny and everything, but let's be real. Like, Thiago is trying to play, and the way Liverpool are trying to set up and everything, like, it's not mixing.
One day he's behind the striker, next day he's DM, next day he's coming on for 25.
No, but
in a mixed-up team like this, he's going to struggle.
Enough though, because we said it last week, that since their Champions League, I don't feel like they've recruited enough. And with that being said, like, could Klopp not get frustrated with that? Could Klopp not see the frustrations within? Could Klopp not see the frustrations within the season of losing the title, COVID champions? And you look at the way he left Dortmund, it was similarly achieved the maximum success. The team started to decline a little bit the next season, and then he just went step down. Add on top of that, this year he's now got the personal thing with his mum now happening. What more like rest in peace to her as well, but. I can actually see it. I don't know if Liverpool fans have grasped the concept, but him possibly leaving this summer and thinking, do you know what? I just need to take a break. And that would be him essentially leaving his legacy on a high.
United,
and then at the same, behave yourself. This guy's excited. But just have you ever thought of the concept of him actually leaving? Because everyone just thinks he'll just work through it and kind of FSU eventually. He might just think, yo, I've hit the peaks I need to. I'm out.
Quick one, because you mentioned Dortmund and we talk about all these injuries. There was a similar situation at Dortmund that Dortmund players were falling down. Loads of injuries. Is there ever a time we're going to stop just saying, this is a freak season? Are we ever just, I don't know what goes on in training, but if it's something that's happened elsewhere in your career and it's happening now, and it happened when he first joined Liverpool, but everyone was like, these guys just need to get up to speed. Fair enough. But now it's happening now. Is there not a point where we kind of do have to look at Klopp and be like, what is going on? Why are these guys falling down with muscle injury? Van Dijk, okay. Van Dijk, Pickford murdered him. Yeah. But why is this guy getting muscle injury? Muscle. And it's the same thing that happened at Dortmund. So we can't just keep saying, what a crazy season this is. Are we not going to ever just kind of be like, yo, what's going on.
Do you think that
over
it might
there.
be something at the
Maybe.
training ground? How
Yeah,
I just
possibly.
playing
I feel like if you
Because
look at the way they
system
play,
is
it's
one
so
of-
much. It's so intense. They've been
yeah.
doing that for what, 3 years. We've said that team. He built the team over 4 years, right? We said that in some of those years they overachieved, like to do what they're doing, and then they set new standards. Naturally, if you're doing that, that takes a lot out of you, man. Like
Yeah.
City last season, that they didn't have like mad injuries, but that's burnout. Listen, Pep, we can't compete at this level anymore. We're tired, bro. Liverpool's is come with injuries. That's natural. That's what happens. But it's about how you sort of forecast that happening. Like if you own a club or you own like a team that want to win championship, you got to look ahead and be like, okay, you know what? I can see this coming around the corner, or I can see a market happening where we need to get the best players now. That's how teams stay on top forever. Like, don't get me wrong, Chelsea are in this state here where we're kind of like, you know, we're not where we want everything. But I always trust Roman to be looking forward and saying, you know what, okay, I need to operate in a way that this is going to push us back there.
Yeah.
And that's how the top teams have to operate. That's City. City fell off for one season. All right, cool. Have your little trophy. Cool, 23 points.
Yeah.
No worries.
But the thing is,
we're going to slap you up next
you
year.
got to look at it. The way people get to the top and be the best, right? Remember when we were talking in the group chat about is Grealish England's best player? And we're like, no, Kane's got the consistency and quality or whatever. The way some people get to the top, I said you were saying.
Yeah.
So if you take the wins, you got to take. People are going to be consistent in the way they are. It's rare you're going to see a manager just be like, oh, do you know what? That's not working. I'm going to become a whole new man. Like how we talk about like Jose, whatever.
Yeah.
You see some consistencies in Jose's career throughout wherever he goes. Pep Guardiola, we spoke about Man City, how they dropped down last season. If anyone's watched that documentary about Barcelona, Victor Valdez, I think it was Dani Alves.
Yeah.
We're like, bro, after a
It
while,
wears
this
down.
guy starts wearing you in mentally, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you get tired, fam. But the thing is, the difference is Barcelona's a huge club. So maybe that started getting to Pep as well. And he was like, do you know what? I'm done with all this. This is too much for me. City, he's the big daddy there. Do you know what I mean? So he has the time, you know, they took an L last season.
Yeah.
People were tired, mentally drained maybe. And now he can go again. But it was different because obviously, as I said, at Barcelona, it drops down. Klopp, his training, his intensity, this season might just be that season where it's like, all right, we just got to take the losses, but next season we're back. Yeah, I mean, you got to take the wins and losses, innit?
But that's
consistency.
step up
But
in the summer as well.
you need that sort of facilitation, like you said. Those players that you've got, you mentioned it, where a lot of them are old. A lot of them are not old, but they're getting on. A lot of them probably looking at a situation and thinking, you know what? All right, what can I possibly do? Like my contract's here and everything. FSG as an owner have to prepare Liverpool right now for next season. That their battle isn't trying to win and everything. Like we were trying to say, I don't think they're gonna get there. Prepare this season on and off. Prepare this team on and off the pitch to be in a position where with City, it's like, okay, listen, we know what we want to do. We're gonna make the signings. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna come forward and be great again. Because at the end of the day, listen, everyone takes L's. Everyone takes L's. It's about how you bounce back from them. Like what Liverpool don't want this to be is a situation where this was just their only Premier League.
Yeah.
They have to come back and fight next year. They have to be strong. Like you can't now slip away. And that was a couple seasons where Champions League, nearly man here, 1-1 title. That's it. No one's gonna remember that legacy. That's why it's a very difficult
It'll be
situation.
remembered for the kind of the Champions League and the league
but I'm saying in terms of how it's remembered.
Big up Leicester as well.
How it's remembered. I think I said it last year.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. If they won next year, people remember it as City and Liverpool going toe for toe and everything. City right now, it's 3 versus 1. This is going to be deemed City's era.
Yeah.
You're not going to remember it as the Liverpool and City era. They're going to remember
It's not 3 versus 1 though, but it's City's era.
It's
going to be 3. It was 2
3 out of 4
Liverpool
titles.
now.
No, but they wasn't competing that first season. They weren't rivals.
That's what.
What
I'm
he's trying to
tell
say
you.
is that when
People
you
remember
look at
this.
when
I'm
City's
remembering
era.
this as City and Liverpool's era.
No.
At the moment, it's their era.
No, what he's trying to say is that when you look back at it, when you look back in a couple years, yes, you're gonna say it was City and Liverpool, the dominant teams, but you're going to say City won 3 out of 4 titles. I don't think you're gonna look at.
I mean it in the sense of like, for example, when we look back at the Premier League, what's the one? United and Arsenal, right?
But
that's how I feel like we're going to look back at this era.
do you
It's
know
going to
what?
be City and Liverpool
because
of the Champions League as well. I think the Champions League gives them that nod.
Do you know why I'm saying that's a bit different? Because
Chelsea
you see
United's one was closer than that.
not even that.
Bruv,
You
Arsenal
see,
won what?
Not that. Arsenal won 3
2 titles.
Yeah, but they won 2002, 98 and 2004.
Yeah.
When you look at it, they United
2004 they didn't win.
2004. We talking about
Invincibles.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Production.
Yeah. So
Yeah, 103, 04.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Thomas
dissing.
Romantic.
You thought you were
He said
dissing.
03.
I
That's
said
right.
04.
He said 04.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're
yeah.
thinking of the
Yeah.
season. Production producer.
Yeah.
Production
So
producer.
98, 2002, and thingy. But the reason why I think that one is because we had direct beef. We had Pizzagate. We had Queen and Vieira. There's so much that went in. There's Fergie. This time, there's
knocked
Fergie
them out
thing.
the
I
Champions
think that was a bit.
League.
Jurgen Klopp and
They
Pep
both
are like
set
besties
record
and that.
points,
I don't know.
like 99.
Well, I
saw
get
it.
no. I fully get we're gonna involve Liverpool, but what he's trying to say is
I'm
that
just saying-
Liverpool's title is gonna get drowned
It's
out.
gonna
That
be-
the fact
it's
that
free.
City
I hear
dominated.
that.
So
I hear that,
you're
yeah.
gonna look at it and it's just gonna be light blue, red, light blue. Like it's not going to. Right now in the moment, we're seeing it, we're feeling it, we're amongst it. In a few years' time, if they don't bounce
'Cause
back
what-
and win one, it's going to be City won 3
'Cause-
out of 4.
Yeah, 'cause
Same
when
as
you
the
look
at it,
Real Madrid. Well, Real Madrid did a free pitch, slightly different. But when you look at that era Champions League, Real Madrid no one
Yeah,
got close to
yeah.
them. That's how you look at it.
When you look at when you're talking about United, Arsenal won in '98. Yeah, then but Arsenal won in '98. Then United won in '99. Then United won in 2000 and 2001.
Yeah.
But then Arsenal came back 02 and won the league. Then United won again in 03. Then
back.
Arsenal came back invincible. So that was proper.
And then
Yeah,
there was-
and then don't forget Ryan Giggs' moment. Who was that against? Arsenal. When he took the top
Liverpool
off and ran it
knocked them out the
around.
Champions
It's
League.
just
Bro,
kind of like
I feel like even United and Chelsea, like in terms of the Premier League titles, it was short lived.
Yeah.
But there was still the back and forth a little bit.
there was
like,
a back and forth, but the only thing is there was a bit friendly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there was
It's
a-
not. I'm not talking about actual rivalry.
United Chelsea was from like 04 to like 09.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. But in terms of like,
yeah.
9, I would say.
Yeah,
up
Carlo.
till about 2011, bro.
No, because City got the money at 10 and then
Yeah.
they came into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about in terms of
09 when Carlo
competing,
left.
But
I
City
think Carlo, yeah.
Yeah,
Carlo.
Nah, but
after
City-
Carlos when it stopped
Is when
being
it
Man
became
United.
the thing
a
is,
bit of
but you understand the
Yeah,
point I'm trying to
yeah,
make.
okay.
In terms of the leagues, like for the league titles and everything, there was still that it wasn't as like legendary as the Arsenal one. But when you look back, you'd be like, "Raw, these guys were actually really going for it." Like, and even if one team fell off, the next year, boom. With this at the moment as it sits, it's not going to look like that in history. In a moment, we can feel it. It's not going to look like that right now.
What did this
And that's
game
not a
mean?
disrespect to Liverpool.
Yeah.
That is just
No parade, nothing. It's kind of it could potentially become like a Blackburn kind of title.
no. I'm
kind of become like
bear
a
man,
black-
I'm not saying.
I'm just saying,
man.
trying to
No. Bear man. I'm not saying it's going to be.
He's got
his United hat on.
I'm just
I'm not
saying.
saying it's going to
I'm
be
just
good.
saying.
I'm just saying in terms of right now in the moment, we felt every single minute and moment, especially this season, yeah. This season, we felt football on another level because the only thing that's normal. But I'm telling you now, 5 years from now, yeah, if Liverpool don't win the next title, yeah, we're going to be looking at this and be like, "Rah."
One massive Liverpool account on Twitter tweeted something like, "I'm genuinely heartbroken at what's going on. We didn't get to have a parade. COVID has happened. We are now losing the title by a record. Well, we've gone down." He's like, "I'm genuinely heartbroken about how this is going to be seen in a few years." And everyone was ha 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 ha. But what he's saying is true, bro. Like, it's unfortunate. COVID. Everyone's kind of like COVID can't.
Guess what, yeah?
I'm telling you, man, it's
There's
tough.
some man out here who've been more starved than you, bro. Just be grateful you had the moments.
Listen,
Some man are out here starving. What's that Denzel thing? Oh, that brother
That-
starving.
starving.
They're growing their hair looking at bubbles from the wire.
Bro.
Hey,
Bear, bro. You look bare like myself.
We're fighting after
Man,
this. I
man
swear.
a man said Fuad's getting his J. Cole,
Bro,
you know.
He looks like.
Is this what you do?
Have you watched anyone watch The Jump? Does anyone watch The Jump? The
No,
NBA
I
show.
don't. We're not doing
You know
this.
what
We're not
exactly what I'm talking about.
doing
You know
this.
exactly what I'm talking about. If you watch The Jump with Rachel Nichols, you know
You're
exactly
dumb.
like that.
You're so
You-
dumb.
Yeah,
You're
Amino Hassan.
Nah. Do you know what's so mad? Do you know what's so mad as well?
Why are you looking
Do you know what's so mad as well, fam? Fuad came with SEV, yeah? Bare upright with his mic like this, looking at one Al Jazeera correspondent.
cuz,
The camera was at
It's
HD.
not even
hold
only
on,
that.
hold on.
And what was the other guy that you said? You said Uncle
Hey,
Ice. Uncle Ice from Fade and Full.
Shut up. You better edit this shit out.
Hey, listen, because
Hey, listen.
Hey,
What's
Before
the
we
listen,
move on,
time's
though,
going,
before
time's
we move
going.
on, what does that fixture mean for Leicester? Because
Massive.
I know we
So,
talked about
I saw
Liverpool
it.
and all this, but for Leicester as well, because they're involved in this.
Yeah.
That's a big result. They got what 6 points clear now. Harvey Barnes performing, Ndidi masterclass.
Okay, let's
Justin
go into
James-
Ndidi.
James-
What do
We
you
ain't
guys
got
think
enough-
about
we ain't got a lot
Ndidi
of time
quickly?
still.
What do you guys think about Ndidi?
Quality defensive mid. I hear the case of he may be limited technically, but for what he does, and then if you put him in a system like Leicester have, where you put him with two technical midfielders that he doesn't have to do the ball work, and you've got actual fullbacks on the side of him that are able to fly up and down, Ndidi fits perfectly.
You see, with me,
but if you're saying you want Ndidi to be like the guy who brings the ball out from the back, that's where our play starts. You've got the wrong defensive mid.
With me, I remember a few years ago, we were saying, and you said rightly so. I said, could you improve Ndidi's technical ability? Can a coach like Guardiola take to another level? You said, because his base level is there, it's very difficult. You know them ones there, you
Bro, let me not even say what I just saw. Anyway,
so yeah, like you mentioned that, and I said, you know what, fair play. Like, I don't feel like his technical ability can improve, but I feel like with good coaching and everything, he's still young. There can still be an evolution. 23? Is he 24? He's just turned 24 then, surely. Yeah. So in terms of the position he plays,
Nigerian age.
he's still gonna mature. Like there's still learns of
bro, you know what it is?
You're so
Yeah,
dumb.
you know what it is?
You're
I'm not
dumb.
even saying nothing.
But
But
yeah, no, I feel like he's a very good in terms of ball recovery, in terms of like nipping it out of play and everything. That's his bread and butter.
yeah,
feel like-
I just think I agree with you what you man are saying. I think he's a great defensive midfielder in terms of the defending side. He's probably the best in the league when it comes to not just being number 6 and ball recoveries and tackles and just disrupting the game.
Yeah,
when
I
you-
think he's clear in that regard.
Yeah,
But you're talking about the
but when
other
you go
element of
to some teams demand more, bro. This is exactly the same reason why Man United signed Wan-Bissaka, bro. Great, but when you come to these bigger teams, we're gonna ask for more. We're not gonna ask Ndidi just break down the game and that. No, we're gonna ask, come our defenders split out and you're gonna be the one to receive it and you're gonna have to give a nice 10-yard pass over to the foot. I don't see him being able to do that on a consistent basis. You look at a game like today, West Brom match today, right? That we had. Ndidi would have been totally useless in a match like that. Just totally useless.
Ndidi would have
bro.
played and you wouldn't have McFred. So
Who?
you have an extra spare man there. So Van der Beek might have played.
But the thing is, I hear that. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, right, when you look at these bigger clubs, you ask for more from your midfielder. I'm perfectly happy that Ndidi can do that job. But I know at Man United, the DM, for example, is going to have the ball for a lot. He's going to have to make decent passes. Do you not get twisted? I'm not going on the other scale. I'm not saying
at United basically.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be Rodri. He's like on the upper scale of technical ability. But I just feel like Ndidi's far on the left of it. I think he needs to get in the middle.
Do you not think the reason why he wouldn't work at United is because of your fullbacks? So if you had two fullbacks that were actually up and down and able to attack,
but this
he
is what
would
I mean.
therefore almost be a plug filler. That would be perfect for when they bomb on. You can have that third man.
Absolutely. Now, if we changed our squad around and stuff, and then cool. If we change our squad and it can cater him, cool. But the thing that everyone was talking about is him coming into this team now will allow Pogba and this. No, it would not work in my opinion. No.
If Ndidi left Leicester, then
yeah,
does he go to one of the elite European sides? Do you think he fits in?
No.
What would be the next?
I think where Ndidi is now is a good level for him.
You think he's the max?
I think it's a good level for him.
So Leicester competing top 4 side.
Yes,
kind of.
I think that is a good level for him. Now let's look at the top clubs in the world. Can you imagine? Listen, we all want to be the best clubs in the world. We don't want to just be floating around top 4. We all want to be the best. If you want to sign a player, you want to get to the best. Would Real Madrid sign an Ndidi? Would Barcelona sign an Ndidi? Would Bayern Munich sign an Ndidi? Would PSG sign it? They signed Guy, but they just did it.
I was just about to say,
signing. But you would have to pay like big money for him. Let me.
The point you're making, it's a really good point. But this is where I think there's a slight difference. And again, I'll circle back to Spurs. If you look at how Leicester have built themselves ever since that title win, this is not by mistake. This is by design. They are where they are now.
Innit?
They have good manager who pundits are talking about could manage any team in the world. We can briefly touch on that in a second. But their recruitment has been very good. They've recruited to suit themselves. They're not a club like your traditional sort of Man United or Real Madrid that sort of have this sort of tradition, heritage of the way you play. They are figuring out as they go along. It's like, we can flex this, we can flex that. So when you say that Ndidi can stay at Leicester, I think that's great because if you look at their midfield three, that's a good midfield three. If Maddison wanted to move on, you could probably get someone that may not be as sick as Maddison, but can fill that sort of role. Same with Tielemans.
What did I say about them two though? About Leicester's team, bro. The right back, the left back, the Fofanas, They are technically sound ballers.
But that's why he
bro.
fits so well.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. United are not, bro.
But
We're
bro,
not.
just to finish,
We're not,
bro.
United.
But bro,
Oh no, no,
you
no.
know
because
why?
the debate was.
United fans,
yeah.
It started off that United.
They
fans
were saying,
they
oh,
wanted
sign him. And I was
Ndidi,
like,
and he was
what?
saying he doesn't want him.
Bro,
Yeah.
just to
sorry.
finish my point as well, when I look at Leicester and I see what Leicester are doing, yeah, the reason why I feel like this Leicester squad is a little bit different as well is because you see what they're doing, yeah. Maybe Maddison, but I don't feel like a lot of those players will look at the project and look at what they're trying to do and be like, you know what, I'm going to go for bigger and better. I don't see that happening.
what's
This
that
isn't
down
what
to?
Leicester was before. You know when they had,
Even
they had
Maddison, I
the
don't
championship. You know when they had
He's
the
happy there, man.
You know when they had the Premier League and what Mahrez, boom, Kante, boom, Drinkwater.
Because that was
somehow,
like
boom.
miracle.
Of course, but it was like they didn't see what was going to happen. I feel like if you're on that Leicester team now, you're probably thinking, you know what,
We can do something here.
we can continue.
Only thing is,
But they lost Chilwell and
Yeah,
Maguire.
You know, I
True.
heard that,
Only
but
thing-
look at how
that's
they
true.
brought in. Look how they
Grealish
recruit,
coming.
bro. Bro, look at how they recruit.
No, but
Look at how
that's
they
a good
recruit.
point. But at the end of the day, yeah, there's always gonna be the money for
Yeah.
the teams, the fame. Let's be real, the fame,
Yeah.
the money, the big club status. There's always these guys grew up thinking about United's, Arsenal's. They didn't grow up thinking about Leicester's. So
course.
after a while,
Course.
innit? After a
That's
while,
the
you're
point.
gonna be like, I
That's the
wanna
point, yeah.
play for one of these teams. But with what you're saying, everything we're saying, this we're gonna lead into it. But this comes down to the manager. When I'm seeing people talk about United should sign Barnes, United should sign Ndidi, I'm like,
The only thing I'll say on that
any
is-
person United should take from Leicester is the Brendan Rodgers, bro. The fact that you man are turning around and telling me Ndidi is ready for the highest level clubs and Harvey Barnes, I just know, yo, this manager's doing magic.
He's just
I'm
an
telling you
upgrade
right
on
now.
Dan James. That's the only reason why I think United fans will say that. He's
No.
an upgrade on Dan James. I don't think they're
These
saying
man legit
Harvey
think
Barnes
he
to
should be our
start.
starting left winger ahead of
I
Rashford.
think that's crazy. But just to touch back on the thing where you
it's
said
bizarre.
the players are happy to be here, I think that's only because now they're all still 22, 23, 24.
That's what I'm talking about,
When
'cause
they
they're
hit
ages.
that
And
catchphrase
they
of
haven't won
27,
anything, and they
28,
haven't won
yeah.
anything. That's when it's different. But bro,
Cuz-
listen, if you've got 21, 22-year-olds and you've got a 4-year stretch in a squad like this with a manager like
Go
this,
for a minute.
how the Premier
Go
League
for a
is,
minute, yeah.
you can really try and do something. They can do what Spurs have been trying to do. If I'm being real, like I'm not even trying to boy it. When people are talking
it's
about
just
Spurs
depressing
projects and
knowing that,
everything,
bro.
when people talk about Spurs project and everything, look at what Leicester have
Bro,
done. That is what you
they-
call a
they-
project.
What was that?
Let's
We're
be
just
real.
talking about
They've done it.
don't
Let's
shoot
be
the
real.
messenger. I was just literally that was one of my topics.
Bro.
There's not much difference between Poch and Brendan if
But
you
here's
look
the
at it
thing,
like that.
do
It's
you know
exact
what
same
the
thing.
difference is? They've done the changes internally on the actual playing squad before they focused on the cosmetics of the training ground, the stadiums,
There
and
we
all
go.
this. They handled the foundations before they did the cosmetics. So
Listen, you
gotta
can't
respect
build
it.
a house.
They've
on
got a
water.
title at end day, man. We're talking about they could be they have a title. Let's have a title.
Let's be real.
Like
Let's
they
be
have a
real.
title, bro.
They beat us to
These
it.
are the facts. These are the facts.
Let's be deep it. We're just talking about they could do it. They've
It's
got a
the
title.
history.
It's true.
They've achieved the ultimate goal.
it's
Now
true.
it's just like, yo,
Listen,
freestyle thing, innit?
time is really going. But Brendan Rodgers, we've just spoken about him. That statement about he can manage all of the best teams in the world. What's your thoughts on it? Yes or no?
I mean, see, the best
Getting
clubs.
excited.
I think, you know, I think he can. I mean, well, okay, I'm not gonna.
We're getting
The thing, I'm not gonna pluck Brendan Rodgers, and I'm not gonna pluck Brendan Rodgers and say go to Real Madrid. But why was Pochettino linked to Real Madrid and stuff? What's the difference between Poch and why can't Poch and
South America.
Thank you. That's all it is.
I'm being real with you.
That's
I'm
what
being
it
real
is.
with you.
Exactly.
It is. It
That's
is
what
that.
it is.
But the thing is, I don't think Brendan. I think we go overboard sometimes when a manager's doing well. Because if Leicester now
He's
go
been doing
for
it for a while, though,
if
man.
Leicester go for a bad patch now and fall out of this top 4 race for a second
They're
time,
gonna say that he
people are
capsized
gonna be
again.
looking at like, hold on, he's capsized at Liverpool.
Liverpool capsized
now,
at
now
Leicester last
twice
season.
at Leicester, and it's
That's
like,
a really good
this
point.
guy
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't
So
know
it's like,
about-
for me. I think let's wait. I think until he's actually done something significant, and then we can crown him. Right now, I think he's actually one of the best kind of up and coming managers. Like
I
you're
don't-
saying,
we can't say
the
he's up and coming no more.
Nah, bro. When we not
been
up
around.
and coming,
He's been
but
around.
that tier below.
Yeah, yeah,
That
okay.
tier below the top 5 or whatever you want to call it. He's in that next bracket
Yeah.
for me. I feel like he's one of the best ones there.
Yeah.
From
Would you if a Jose
Yes.
if a Jose
Yes.
was sacked?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
If a Jose was
I
sacked,
already know what
Chelsea
you're gonna
have
ask.
had many opportunities
Yeah.
to potentially look at him and
Yeah.
they missed it. So
You got
I don't know.
history with him as well. I
Yeah,
don't
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
I think he had beef with the board, but it's not really publicized. It's not
Spurs,
publicized.
I'll
for me,
take him all
bro,
day, bro.
Spurs level, he's United level, bro. He's United. All right, okay. If Ollie goes, who are Man United fans gonna say? We're gonna say Nagelsmann. We're gonna say what's the difference?
Nagelsmann's just a German version, bro.
Bro, what's
He's
the difference between
literally-
him and
Nagelsmann is a German poch. I always say.
no,
It's
what's the
good
difference?
points. It's good points. What I would say
It's
is
because he's Irish and it's bland.
Yeah.
Northern
Northern
Ireland,
Ireland,
it's
respect
bland.
it,
what
man.
what
Yeah,
I
it's
would
bland,
what I would
it's
say in
boring.
it is again.
That's
I
what it
look at
is.
his situation. Yeah,
That's
I
what
remember
That's a
when
bare
he was
haggis.
getting you're dumb. When they were saying, "Oh yeah, Chelsea, come Chelsea," I was thinking to myself, with everything they're kind of building for him now, why would he leave Leicester right now?
No, but Chelsea's a good
No,
destination.
no,
You guys
no.
have got
It's a good
squad.
destination, but I'm saying right now in this
He's
moment.
secure, he's
in this
secure.
Oh, as in,
moment,
in the
right
middle
now,
of the season, I don't think he'll
Yeah,
jump
that's
ship.
what I'm
But
saying.
if it was in the summer,
If it was in summer, potentially,
didn't he
but
do
I was
that
saying
with
right
Celtic?
now. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's different.
Celtic,
That's different because he cashed in everything he could cash in.
Celtic,
He did everything.
Bruv, he left-
He
left
did
them high and
everything.
dry,
He bro. But I feel like his next move, I don't feel like it comes anytime soon because unless like the United,
it'll be hard to prize
thing,
him away from
it's
Leicester.
it's gonna be a bit difficult.
It'll be hard.
And that's credit to them as an institution for what they've done. But listen,
Sorry, just the last thing. He won titles in Scotland, right? Which no one really put stock on. But how hard is it for him to have gone to a PSG and win a title? It's not hard. Is that when we're finally gonna start rating him? When he just wins a league or Liga Un? That's when he's a top manager.
on the point you're making, yeah, there is a conversation that needs to be had. Yeah,
He would have won that with eyes closed. Tuchel won that with his eyes closed.
We'll have it one day, but there's a conversation that needs to be had about in terms of how do you accurately rank what a manager does? Because not everyone's going to be able to win the title. Not everyone, because of their squad, is going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And not everyone's going to be this master guy. Like, for instance, what Sean Dyche does with Burnley is miraculous. It's
Style
miraculous.
of play, results,
It's miraculous.
improving players. That's the three.
That's your
I
three
look at.
pillars. Listen, maybe
That's
we'll
how
go
I
into
see
it next week. Maybe that's one's going to next week. But we have to start. We actually have to start having a conversation because you can't hold everyone to the same standard. I dare anyone's going to do what Sean Dyche is doing with Burnley. I dare anyone else going to do it. I dare you. Never. You're going to Championship. There's different things for different people. How you hold them accountable to whatever they're doing. But champ and dud of the week.
Can I go first, please, this week?
Go on.
He's gonna try to say me.
No. Come on, man.
Oh, are you interrupting him like he doesn't?
Yeah. We don't want to hear it.
Go on, go first.
Go on.
Why you being like
Like an elementary kid. Can I go first? It's my turn.
Go on.
I got a dud of the week. My first dud of the week is Cam. Cam went on the soliloquy last week about Mane.
Hey, I love using a big word, innit?
Mane can't clean Mbappe's and
Neymar's boots.
And then someone on the blogosphere found old tweets about Cam saying Mane is better than Neymar in his opinion.
All right, now let's ask a real question. Does anyone in their life actually think I thought Mane is better than Neymar, or do you think if you go back to my 2017 tweets? In 2017, 2017. No. I'm just saying because it's just like I can't believe that people are this crazy. Like if you look back in 2017, I was tweeting stuff like Kane and Ali have eclipsed Henry and Bergkamp. Kane and it was getting thousands of retweets and people were triggered. I was doing Spurs 11s 2016, 17, 11 with the Invincibles and putting Henry right wing. So Ericsson can play in left wing.
Hey,
And
you're
little
the
things like that.
worst.
So when someone pulled it up, I'm just like, yeah, okay, you
what's
got
so
your
funny,
dub,
yeah?
but the truth, like,
What's so funny,
whatever,
yeah,
innit?
is-
Agenda over fact, I guess.
The football industry,
Yeah,
is so weird because
the
yeah,
lies
that's what
were
it is.
entertaining.
in any other industry, yeah, when man them get tweets pulled up and everything, yeah, it's a mazzoline, like man are doing like some madness, saying some mad thing, yeah.
Yeah.
In this space we're in, yeah, man them's tweets that get pulled up, yeah, are talking about football.
Cuz.
Bro, do you know what's crazy as well? Do you know what's crazy? But then this just shows like I live in these people's heads, bro. And I'm sorry, I do, because it's Liverpool fan. Listen, I tweeted The Weeknd, the rapper, is dead or something. Somebody pulled up a tweet of me saying Future
I remember
and
that,
The
yeah.
Weeknd song Coming Out Strong is a sick song.
Hey, they
I'm
want
like,
your
you guys
head.
are desperate. It's Liverpool fans. They're desperate. They're desperate because, I mean, don't take your anger out on me. Your bad form has not got anything to do with me. You doing a "is this you" isn't going to get you any success, bro. Like, it's not. I'm just one man. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
So that's your
you can be
dud,
mad at
yeah?
me if you like, but it's not going to change
So
nothing.
Cam's your dad.
Okay, can I give my champ?
Go champ.
My champ this week is Zaha for actually coming on the Mandem platform and freeing it fully.
Hey,
Yeah,
Talking
that was
about
a quality
everything.
interview.
I heard that.
Quality
still.
interview.
I heard that. Hold tight them. That was hold tight him as well. It was refreshing.
That was a good
to see.
point. Yeah, on Judy thing. That's a good podcast. As well.
Yeah,
Doing
hold
their
tight
thing.
around them, man. That was it was refreshing still. That's a good shout. Champ and dud.
My dud of the week, of the month, of the year, I think, of the decade, possibly, I would say. I'm talking to Saliba and the under France team.
Oh,
under 21 France team.
yeah.
Absolute duddery of the decade. I'm not even joking with you. The fact that one man is stark naked amongst next man, The fact that one other man pulls out his camera, is grinning at it, licking his lips to film the action, and then there's 7 other men just cozy up in the scene on their phones. How tapped do you lot have to be?
That's the new gen France generation, boy. That's the one.
I can't do this new gen shit,
bro.
I'm not with it.
England under 23s would never. England under 21s would never.
Do you know what?
Listen, I hope none of them man ever get capped, bro.
There was 2 things here that were really absurd because, like, I don't even know how this footage found its way. And like, I couldn't do like journalistic integrity. I couldn't even investigate.
I had Arteta heard the slander midweek and said, hold these.
Bro, it's one of them ones that
Release the tapes.
Bro, it's one of them ones where it's best bet not to speak too much because you don't want to get cancelled.
Listen, my whole thing about
but for me, it's not even about cancelling tape. It's just weirdo behavior from all aspects of it. Every man in that room, his well. It's weirdo behavior. I don't care about the whatever fruity actions going on, but that's weirdo behavior from you to film it, from you to do that.
All I'm gonna say is, do you know who the last person that was on that snap? The name.
Go on.
He said Tangai.
Don't do that. Do not stain
all
my brothers.
Is if you look at the snap, it said Tangai on top.
This guy was watching the video.
Bro, all I'm saying is that who do you think they might have been sending the nudes to?
Listen.
And Dom, you know?
Listen,
brother.
my whole thing is,
I don't like your propaganda.
When I saw the French FA come out and be like, listen, we're investigating this and this, I just said, you know what, yeah, these man got Valbuena and Benzema out of here. Boy, listen, I won't say much more. Yeah. But
who's your champion? Who's your champion done? Who's your champion done of the week?
My champ, I was gonna give.
I didn't say my champ yet. My champ, I'd say Bayern Munich. Bayern
for
Munich
6.
For
6.
Fair enough.
For 6, and then also how they always are smart in the market in going ahead of everyone.
Is it smart?
They were my dad as well.
Is it smart or is it just?
Think smart.
I don't think it's smart.
I think the gauntlet,
man.
I think it's
Hansi
smart.
Flick, what's he got? 6 now in a year.
He's only second person to do it.
Brother,
he's got more
only
trophies than else.
To ever do it. Like, you got to give credit. That is incredible.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd say they're my champs.
Go on.
Why
The reason why I was gonna make them my 2 duds because not them specifically. Bundesliga, because the league is never going to grow. There's never going to be competition if they just keep cherry picking everyone that's good.
I hear it, but it's what you do when you're the best.
For me,
that's how Fergie for years stopped everybody.
Fergie didn't cherry pick no one from Arsenal.
This is
he couldn't. The rivalry was too much.
But
the rest of the Premier League.
No, but the reason why
from Liverpool.
The reason why it's so mad is because it's
Jimmy Traore in them, man. John Arisa.
You can't just be like
in
Gerrard
Germany,
come to United.
Yeah, in Germany, it feels institutional. It feels institutional. It feels like there's like an AGM, and it's like, all right, guys, put your best prospects forward. We're gonna have a draft pick.
Listen, but what many people don't really know is that
Goretzka's happened. Remember, Bayern Munich got loaned out loads of these clubs.
Bro, you gotta remember.
Lewandowski.
What people don't really know.
But that shouldn't be continuing on
They
to
saved
now.
Dortmund from bankruptcy.
No, but it was loads of clubs. But it shouldn't be continuing to now.
It's dead. I don't like it, and that's why Bundesliga is dead, and that's why I always put a cap on Lewandowski's greatness.
What? Because of the institutional.
Why would you spend your whole career in
my
Bundesliga,
duds,
bro, and you want to be up there? No way.
My duds are
Polish.
By
boy,
Munich.
if you know
not
history,
Bayern Munich. Sorry, Borussia Dortmund. For what they're doing, the defense more so.
I was just gonna say
The defense more so. This is just it's taking the piss. It's gone too far. Like, I'm not here for the lows anymore. It's gone too far.
Leeds-esque.
Like,
it's just busting cheeks every week.
it's gone too far.
Ridiculous.
And if what people are saying is true, that they can potentially have to sell their players because of the financial constructs of what happens, you shouldn't be defending like that. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. So, boom, that's my duds. My champ, I touched on it last week. I have to respect it. He's his first Premier League hat trick. Fair play.
Yeah, Aubameyang.
Yeah. After if he's
enough.
the
After
turret
all
time's
the
been
issues that
having,
he's gone
that's
through.
his first Premier League hat
What are
trick.
you saying?
Yeah.
How old? No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, that's his first Premier League hat trick.
Brother.
Brother.
But you know, he always told me like, oh, he's the highest scorer since he came into England. I thought it was like he'd already got 2.
But that means he's scoring in every game, so that might be even a bit more respect.
What are you saying? He's not like your man.
I'm just I know man who get hat tricks on it's like Tuesday.
Especially because of the
well done, Abba. Well done,
the
Abba.
point I was making last week in terms of like they've had the season without him firing. All right, cool. Let's see if that confidence and everything now translate into the rest of the big games they've got. Like, fair play to Arsenal. They nearly threw it away as well, but Leeds are one of them kamikaze teams.
Bruv.
But well played. Let's see what happens now. That's the Arsenal sort of pick me up because they always say, you don't do that. Like, we've given credit.
Fair play.
Fair
You
play.
slandered them enough this season. You're giving them some credit.
But I give them credit. I give them
That's
credit
fair.
as well.
That's
Last week when everyone was kicking them down, I said, listen, no, that's not. But listen, that's do you give a champ? Oh, sorry, bro. I've given both still.
Yeah, my champ. It's tough. You gave it to Albert. I'll give it to City, man. I'll give it to Pep. I mean, come on,
Gundogan.
16 wins in a row. If anyone wants to win the Premier League, you have to finish above him. That's just he's the standard, bro. He's the standard of the Premier League. And as a United fan, we're never winning a title until that man gets out of this league, at least ever. We're not. I can never imagine a situation where Man United finished ahead of Pep Guardiola. Like, I just can't. You know what I mean? So for me, he's the champ of the week for me. Yeah, he's the standard bearer, so he's the champ of the week for me. And then dud of the week, bro. Lindelof, Ollie. It's Ollie. I don't give a shit, bro. It's Ollie for me.
I don't give a shit,
bro. Do you know what I mean?
I don't give a shit.
For me, it's just Ollie, man. Bro. His football is gonna kill me, bro. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of just the whole situation that goes on at Man United. And so for me, it's going to be Ollie, man. Like, how you drawing against West Brom, bruv? We're drawing against West Brom. We know what we're doing. What's happening this week? We're about to play on Thursday. Do you know why? Because we got bopped out of the Champions League. Yeah, it's just, bro, please just get out, man. Just
Don't waste
my time.
One more dud. Dummy Daddy Dave. The way he got spin.
Yeah, I thought that's who you were going to put.
Sorry, yeah, no. I almost the Saliba and France needed to be thrown in.
Yeah,
it almost distracted me. But Dummy Dave, brother,
yeah, that was too funny when you called him Dummy Dave. That killed me. Where'd you get that from, bro? Where the hell did you get that from? Thingy as well. Lloris is a dud, bro. That brother is a dud.
No, Lloris has been consistent weeks.
De Gea,
I don't know which week to give it to him,
bro.
Kit Kat fingers, baguette hands.
There's so many, man. There's so many, but yeah,
that's
man,
another
that's
episode. We're out. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Spurs have you.
Come on, man. Put your masks on. Big man team.